Thitoff, he's out in Vegas, alive, maybe dead.
Who can say?
Who can say? Unknown, Austin. Austin Ward's sitting in my chair. I'm sitting in Jeff's. Bodie's still in the same location here on this Friday. So we roll through. Nice little Thursday night football last night. Bills defeat the Dolphins 31-21, the game that was more compelling and competitive than I thought it would be. Reds take down the Cards. Reds 2 games back in the wild card race. Guardians 3, Tigers 1. Guards a game and a half back in the AL race. Austin, how much are you tracking that?
None.
Yeah, neither. I didn't think so. Don't worry about that.
I know you're deep into those wild card races and pennant races. You just love that September baseball, Bob.
I don't mind playoff baseball.
September baseball.
The problem is the playoff baseball occurs during football season. So, like now that we have football on every night of the week, unless the game's on Tuesday or Thursday night, or it's Jacksonville, Tennessee playing in a terrible game, I'm not going to watch that.
No, you're still going to watch Jacksonville and Tennessee.
I would probably watch that Charlie Sheen documentary before I would go to the baseball.
Okay.
Unless it's, like I said, you start getting in some compelling playoff stuff.
Did I just play something over the air?
Yeah.
You did.
Okay. Good news. We're going to have our music.
Even better.
It's great that we could experiment in real time.
I have 3 computer screens.
I was
going
going to
right
say,
here.
this is quite the show and production we got over here.
No,
From.
it's
I mean,
not.
I'm used to the Bode man having 5 screens in front of him. I'm not so used to you having 5 screens as well. 3 laptops and 2 monitors.
Yep. That's
You launching some codes over
that's
here?
a thing. You ever seen the movie Swordfish, Bodie?
Yeah.
never even
Austin,
heard of it.
maybe.
I have seen it, yeah.
Well, there's a great scene with Halle Berry in it, Bodie, that you would really enjoy.
There is a great Halle Berry scene.
There's a lot of other good stuff. Hugh Jackman's in it. John Travolta's in it. It's a pretty remarkable concept that they're working towards, but
It wouldn't maybe hold up that well today with what they were trying to accomplish.
I actually don't know that it wouldn't.
Yeah,
I think that, honestly, I think it would apply more now than ever.
maybe.
Like,
It's like they were making things up about what computers were going to be capable of, and they're like, well, maybe they got some stuff right.
Well, making things up what computer, I'm talking about like the end goal of what they were trying to do. And I'm like, that kind of seems like where we're at. You know, there's a couple of movies that I feel like they were about 20 years old. Probably Swordfish falls into this a little bit. I think The Campaign falls into it a little bit. And I think Zoolander falls into it a little bit. That where life has imitated art. And we've kind of just embraced some of the concepts in there, as foolish and as backward as we maybe thought they were at the time, now seem to just be part of our culture, which is pretty remarkable.
Derek Zoolander, the original influencer.
I think his name is Derelique.
Derelique. What a guy.
He wanted to go by Derelique, not just Derek. And he overcame that black lung with the best of them. You know, and there's just a lot of different. Have you seen Zoolander, Bodie?
I don't think so. No, I have not. No.
He's only seen one movie ever.
No, there's 2 movies he's seen.
Talladega Nights.
And Miracle.
Yeah.
And he really leans into those. He's seen other ones.
The only way that you can ever memorize a movie start to finish is if it's the only movie you watch.
I don't know. If you watch it enough. Yeah, Bodie's got a lot of discretionary
Watch
time.
the clips like Tito does.
Yeah, I've seen the clips.
He said something yesterday about watching Remember the Titans for the first time.
It was amazing.
That'll
I'm
get you
like,
fired
Just
up into
piecemeal on
Vegas.
YouTube?
I guess so. I don't know.
I think he maybe actually watched it on the flight out there. I think
That's
was
what
the
I
deal.
assumed, yeah.
And he was also going to watch Talladega Nights, which he still hasn't seen. I'm like, those movies are 20 years old now, man.
Well, he's very busy.
Holds
He
up,
is.
though.
He watches old games of my dad on YouTube. That's what he does.
Yeah, he was telling me how his YouTube algorithm is like nonstop feeds of old games from the 70s.
Which I think that's my dad's now. He's like, man, it's great. They start, once I start watching them, they just give me more of them. I'm like, that's, now you know why this is a problem
Actually,
for kids.
not great.
It's cool for an adult who has self-control, but for like a 8-year-old kid, probably not the best thing in the world. And so, but I'm like, it's great for you, Dad. You can sit there and you can, once you start watching some of those 70s Oilers, 80s Giants, like they're just going to keep feeding you more of that. And that's good. You can sit there and watch it, and it's a little blast from the past.
Who do you think is more up to date with pop culture, Tito or Justin Zwick?
It's a great question. I think Justin Zwick will become Tito. I think that's where he goes. Like it's
Now that we've got him working at the Fan as well, he's just on that path. He's going to be full Tito.
he really is. Like, listen, I watched. You seen Unknown Caller yet?
Yeah,
That's pretty wild.
it's not for me, man.
What do you mean it's not for you?
It's just too much to process.
You've got a daughter. Lean on in. Checked your wife's phone lately?
Lib keeps all asking, and I felt like
But
it was.
she wants to watch Unknown Caller?
No.
Oh.
She wants a phone, right? At what age did your kids get their first phone?
Oh, my daughter was younger than I wanted to. Probably 5th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
My son just got one this year as like going into his sophomore year, but he had a watch. Watch is good. My 6th grade son has a watch. Most all his friends have watches.
Yeah, you don't have the internet on that, right?
So, you can communicate. Believe me, it's not as good as a phone. Like there are some issues with the communication and the connection sometimes, but it still is pretty good. It gets done about 90% of what you need to get done.
That's pretty good.
With it, yes, you'll take that.
Like
Without
90% of the time.
Yeah.
without about 90% of the other stuff you don't need.
Yeah.
So that's where that sweet spot is really hitting.
I will say, as far as pop culture references go, Bob, last Friday, Austin and I were in here with Tito when you were off, and it was Sydney Sweeney's birthday. And Tito's like, who's
gosh.
that?
He said he didn't know who she was.
That's
So
terrible.
maybe he was getting caught up on that, too, on the way out to Vegas.
So he started trying to fire that up into the old Google search on that company laptop. He said, hey, easy, buddy, easy.
I mean, listen, it's all above board.
Who's that?
Some
Who's
of it.
Sydney's? Well, she's one of the most popular
Famous.
females
I
on the
went
planet.
went back and watched White Lotus before I knew who she was in there. I was like, oh, that's the chick from White Lotus.
Yeah, we
You
were.
know? I hated her in that show, by the way. I've had a hard time. And then I watched the movie with her and Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with her again. So
Well, it's good. You know, that
What's
just
that- what's
that
that
just
called?
shows you what a great actress and gifted
Yeah.
actress she is. She can play the heels. She can play the face.
absolutely. I mean, very few people have a catalog like that diverse where they're able to really
She's
just
very talented.
challenging roles.
Everyone said it.
I really enjoy like the movie with her and Glenn Powell. What's it called?
Anyone But You?
Anyone
right?
But
Yeah.
You. Have you seen that, Bodie?
I haven't.
I think
no, but
he just knows it.
I don't know
I like
who's
Glenn
more
Powell.
attractive,
Yeah.
Glenn Powell or Sydney Sweeney when I'm watching that, to tell you the
Glenn
truth.
Powell wanted to come hang out and watch those Bucks beat Texas in week 1.
Well, he did. His
Dang,
dad's a Ohio State alum, Buckeyes. But we have Today in History
All right.
coming up here. Let's see if we
Fingers
got it, Bodie.
crossed.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Time to hop on the. Bodie, you hopped on the right foot to do the wrong thing. It is Friday. I have a 4 written down, but I am aware. Actually, maybe that's a 9, just poorly written. It is September 19th, the 262nd day of the year. 103 days remaining. Austin, when you come back, I think we'll be hitting that big hundo. You get the
Wow.
double digits.
Wow. Right.
Then that is a thick and fast run all the way to the end of the year.
We're on the march.
We are on the march. This date, 1778, the Continental Congress passes the first budget of the United States of America. Don't know why they even bothered doing
Smooth
that.
sailing since then.
Yeah.
What was that
Absolutely.
set at? $100?
$100, exactly. I think it was $1 million because they said
We'll never hit that.
never hit
That's
that
not
million-
even a real number.
$1 million. Well, they said if you have $1 million, there's some interesting things you can do. At least in office space, I heard that. This date,
Charlie
1796.
Sheen documentary, too.
Well,
Do
I'm
a lot of
excited
things
about
with
that.
$1 million.
George Washington's farewell address is printed across America in an open letter to the public. I believe he warned against the two-party system. We heeded his advice. Absolutely.
Again, smooth sailing ever
What
since.
could go wrong? What could go wrong? This date, 1881, James A. Garfield. What number president was he?
Jimmy
Bodie?
G.
Garfield, Bob. I think he was 19 or 20. 19?
I'm telling you, when preparing to take over for Shark, Bodie, part of his studying was learning this. He was 20. I mean, you had 2 out of about 50. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I can't ever remember if it's him and then Arthur or vice versa.
I think it's-
So it's Arthur and then Garfield. Is that right?
think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember who took over for Garfield, and I can't remember that right now. But he dies from his wounds from his assassinations on this date, 1881. 1947, Jackie Robinson is named Rookie of the Year. 1955, Ernie Banks hits his 5th Grand Slam of the year for the Chicago Cubs. And in 1960, Chubby Checkers and his twist hits number 1.
Take me by my little hand and go like this.
Get you fired up.
Absolutely.
Get those feet on the dance floor.
Get those hips flipping. 1987, Touch of Grey by the Grateful Dead becomes a top 10 hit.
Every silver lining's got a touch of gray. I will get by.
Don't dislike the Grateful Dead, but not a big Grateful Dead guy.
I'm not a deadhead.
Yeah,
I'm amazed at the passion of that fan base still, though. Like, that every NHL team is the Blue Jackets have those nights every year. And you go, you can get your Grateful Dead Jackets jersey and all these sports nights for the Grateful Dead. It's like, how many of these people are really out there?
Where are you?
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you this: they were playing, they had a tribute, or because what's his name's dead.
I don't. I think they're all dead.
Yeah, but they had like some sort of. They had some sort of tribute deal at the Sphere. It was during the WrestleMania in Vegas, and there was a number of folks that were on our flight.
I don't know how many are still living. You're talking about Jerry Garcia, though, right?
Jerry Garcia is dead, but they had their deal out there, and it was.
You didn't pop in for that?
I did not pop in for that. Caleb was not a big Grateful Dead guy.
Big WrestleMania fan.
Although he did say that the shirts looked awesome. This date, 2008, Greg Maddux of the Dodgers pitches his 5,000th career inning.
Maddux into the windup, and the pitch to Pablo popped up. So who's it going to be? It's going to be Baroa, and there it is. 5,000 innings pitched by Greg Maddux. They ought to get that ball and put it in and he knows all about it. So he immediately flips the ball over to the Dodger dugout to join the Maddux collection. So when years go by, the shortstop, Angel Baroa, can say, I caught the ball that gave Greg Maddux 5,000 innings in his career.
Do you think he does?
What?
Angel Baroa goes around saying, you know what I did? I caught the ball that gave Greg Maddux 5,000 innings.
He's probably mentioned it once or twice, but
like, what an arbitrary accomplishment.
I don't know if that's something that's top of his.
That was so cool,
You're
man.
the last guy to win 300 games is Austin.
The last one to do it?
Probably the last one of all time.
I feel like we just talked about it not too long ago because we were talking about Clayton Kershaw having a chance to get there, and he's like, no.
He's not.
I'm out.
It's not.
Is it Randy Johnson?
2009.
I thought it was Randy Johnson.
So I thought it was Glavine. Glavine did it like a year before him, and Johnson was the last in 2009. It will probably be the last of all time to do it.
Seems that way.
Because I was looking at some of Kershaw's numbers yesterday, and I thought he was still a ways off.
He is a ways off.
All things considered.
It's, what's his name? Who was pitching for the Tigers?
Verlander.
Verlander, but the last 5, he would have gotten there if he wouldn't have gotten hurt probably as much the last 5 years. Just they don't make them like they used to, Austin.
No.
Speaking of pitching, in 2011, breaking the MLB all-time saves record and becoming the leader at 602, the Sandman, Mariano Rivera.
0-2, 2 outs, 9th inning, Yankees up 6-4. Rivera sets and deals. Strike 3, ball game over, Yankees win, and it's perfect because the greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history. With 602, he moves ahead of Trevor Hoffman, and he stands alone atop the closer mountain.
Atop the closer mountain. Some birthdays today. Speaking a little more baseball, remember the Big Red Machine, the 10-time All-Star and Hall of Famer, and used to be, I think, on Fox, if I'm not mistaken, calling some baseball. I enjoyed him. Some people hate him. Mr. Joe Morgan, born on this date in 1943.
Been having a little difficulty at the plate. Took some extra hitting practice. There she goes, deep to right field. Could be out of here. 1-0 Cincinnati. That's his 3rd World Series home run. Joe Morgan. Looks like a low sinking fastball. That is Doyle Alexander's strength to pitch slow, but the Cincinnati Ball Club is a low fastball hitting club.
There you go, Joe Morgan raking in the World Series. Curious to see what you got from this guy's catalog. It's diverse. He won what they call the Triple Crown of Acting, an Academy Award, a Tony, and a Primetime Emmy.
The PTE?
The PTE. Turning 77 today, Mr. Jeremy Irons.
Ooh.
Well, I was first in line until the little hairball was born.
That hairball is my son and your future king.
Oh, I shall practice my curtsy.
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Oh, no, Mufasa. Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Is that a challenge?
Temper. I wouldn't dream of challenging you.
Pity. Why not?
Well, as far as brains go, I got the lion's share, but when it comes to brute strength, I'm afraid I'm at the shallow end of the gene pool.
Did a really good job in that. No, that was 25 years ago.
Yeah. Who's got the better voice, him or James Earl Jones?
It's really close.
What a battle there.
It really was.
Gosh.
Well,
We didn't know what we had.
we didn't know what we had. R.I.P. James Earl Jones, by the way. Dan Hampton turning 68, the Bears defensive tackle Hall of Famer. Remember that Super Bowl team in 85. Lita Ford turning 67, the singer. Her biggest hit coming, Close My Eyes Forever with Ozzy Osbourne.
If I close my eyes forever, will it all remain the same?
There we go. Trisha Yearwood turning 61, the country singer.
But he was wrong, and honey, you are too.
He's in love with the boy, buddy.
Like I still look at you. She's in love with the boy. She's in love with the boy.
That boy, Garth Brooks.
You know what? They came to Columbus here together. Pretty good. Did you end up watching? Did you ever go to that?
I didn't get to see that one.
You may not have been here yet.
Yeah, he hasn't toured in quite some time. When
he did like 5 shows here. He did.
Yeah, when he came out of
3
retirement.
on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. I mean, Garth's a warhorse.
When he was going through that, he did something similar in Nashville. Maybe Trisha was with him on that. I can't quite recall. I just remember that Garth playing for like 3 hours. Allie and I went there and just like, he played 2 shows in one night. He played for like 6 hours.
It's insane.
How are you doing this?
See how sweaty he is.
He's an athlete. Oklahoma State's finest.
Is he a cowboy?
Yeah, I think he threw the javelin, or he's a track athlete.
He needs to probably help Gundy out with their NIL situation.
I think he could actually elevate the situation. He's got to take over for Boone Pickens.
Well, they said Boone's kid. Do you have any kids? Like, he was married like 5 times. He goes, none of his kids care about football.
They do care about the money.
They do care. I go, when he died, then he should have entrusted like $250 million just straight to the deal, like Kansas's dude did. Turning 51 today. Now the host of the Tonight Show. I always loved him on SNL, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
But the doctor says it's nothing to worry about.
Oh, good. Well, that's a relief.
Yeah. Well, how about I sing this Sandler family song I wrote 70 years ago?
No. I don't want. And nobody wants to hear.
I just want to. I wouldn't want to do that. That'd be great if I just said, "Put on your yarmulke, here comes the Hanukkah."
That was a SNL skit of the Adam Sandler, air quotes, family reunion.
I loved the first 10 seconds of that clip. It's like, this is Jimmy Fallon in there somewhere? It's just a bunch of...
just Adam Sandler impressions.
Jimmy Fallon, like I told Bodie, especially when he was early on SNL, I always just
constantly
remember him
breaking
for breaking always in the back. Like when Will
That's
Ferrell
the thing
did
is like when I was trying to find a clip, I'm like, well, this is funny to watch, but I don't know if the audio.
Yeah, because it's just him laughing in the background and everything. Like, it's great. The Blue Oyster Cult. when he's up there, he's just don't blow this. He's trying to deliver the line while laughing through it. It's amazing. He's good. I enjoy Jimmy Fallon. Stephon Gilmore turning 35. The longtime member of the Bills, Patriots, five-time Pro Bowl, and the Dallas Cowboys, five-time Pro Bowler. And Trae Young, NBA star, turning 27 today.
All-star.
Well, all-star.
Star seems rich.
Well,
made a lot of money.
You know what? They've told me that he's a star on TV before, so I'm just going to lean on into
one playoff run.
Take their word for it.
It's all right. Listen, if they tell you that in the promos, then you know that it's true. That's going to help juice up your interest. At least that's what I've been told.
Oh.
Some passings today. Passing on this date, 1995. The famed popcorn man himself, Mr. Orville Redenbacher.
Ooh.
Some holidays observances today. It is Constitution Day, International Grenache Day, Meow Like a Pirate Day. How about that?
What?
Meow Like a Pirate Day?
That's what it says. I just read what's on the thing, on the sheet here.
Who's ponying up for these days?
What are you doing in here, kitty cat?
You can put any. National Concussion Awareness Day. There we go. National Tradesman Day. And it's also Talk Like a Pirate Day, not just Meow Like a Pirate Day.
Oh, because the cats have to be involved.
Well, you ever seen a pirate cat? Have you ever seen Puss in Boots?
I have.
Antonio Banderas.
Mr. Banderas.
Yes. Doing a great job.
The last one, the Puss in Boots, Wish on a Star, whatever it was, where he's going through his dealing with mortality. He's on his last life.
Oh.
That'll get your heartstrings.
That sounds rough.
Yeah. Had to go see that one in the theater.
Oh, there you go.
They're coming out with another Shrek, aren't they, in the next couple years?
Well, why stop?
Fifth or sixth one? Yeah, sure.
Listen, Mike Myers, dude, he's made more money off of
pumping him
Shrek.
out.
I think he's made $1 billion off of it. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances. For this date, October 19th, a Friday, the 262nd day of the year, and 103 days remaining in this 2025. Well done on that, General. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And now, coming up next, we've got Mr. Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. Hopefully make you a little cash. Here coming up next on Morning Juice.
It's been over 2 years since Bobby Carpenter had regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. He needed relief from knee pain, but he wanted to avoid surgery.
I thought I might have to have my knee scoped, had some injuries, some lingering pain from stuff that I had been dealing with from years of playing professional football, and things had kind of flared up again. I started talking to a friend of mine who's orthopedic, and he's like, well, try to avoid surgery if you can.
And you absolutely can avoid surgery. QC Kinetics provides patients with state-of-the-art regenerative treatments, orthobiologics from your own body, that help heal and restore damaged, aching joints. And we'll let Bobby tell you about that.
It was all of a sudden that one day, a couple months later, I was, let's go jog, let's try to see what I could do. And the more I did, I was pain-free with it, and it was actually a pretty remarkable process.
Before going under the knife, see if you're a candidate for non-surgical joint pain treatments at QC Kinetics. Call them today.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence. We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine, and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum. Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Your child is sick. With those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Efforting. Lee Sterling. Silver and gold. Silver and gold.
If he's like 1 more minute late, we'll just call up behind us. He's probably awake.
He's probably...
That man never sleeps.
Exactly. He just dreams.
It was... you quit saying that weird crap. I don't sleep. I just dream. You've seen True Detective Season 1, correct?
Absolutely.
I mean, it looks like a town that time has forgotten.
They should just cut out everything else from that first season except Matthew McConaughey talking.
The interactions with him and Woody Harrelson, or when the best part ever is when he pulls open that garage door and he has the map with all the yarn and the deal. I'm like, that old boy's been doing some work.
He's
on
been
that
working.
thing.
He's been working. Time is a flat circle.
It really is. There's unbelievable lines. Yeah, Bodie, let us know when and if we get Lee, and if not, we got him. Here we go. Welcoming in Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. Lee, how we doing on this wonderful Friday? Week 3 of the NFL is kicking off, and college football is sitting here in week 4.
Okay. I'm a Dolphins fan, so they gave it the old college try, but any of you guys want to be head coach of the Dolphins?
As long as they give me endless vapes, I think I could get in there, and I'd be willing to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're in. You're in, Bobby.
That's all it takes.
They probably will have a couple left over from Mike in his office, so we can cruise on through there with that. They gave a good fight last night. I thought they had a chance to win it. It was much when they tied it at 14. I was stunned, and I thought that ended up being a lot closer than I think most people anticipated.
And in the end, it was mental mistakes. You know, it's going to be one thing or the other. Bad teams find ways to lose, right?
That is a very, very astute point. We've got a big weekend of college football. Still trying to figure out maybe who some of the really good teams are. Sitting here, we've got the revenge quarterbacks. We used to only have this in the NFL where you'd have the players going back, to their former team on a revenge tour. We've got this now with a little Oklahoma and Auburn here this weekend. And Oklahoma looking a lot better than people I think anticipated. And Auburn doing the same.
Yeah, well, pretty soon we'll probably have the double and the triple revenge tour in college if it continues. But, I mean, this is interesting because Jackson Arnold obviously played at Oklahoma. It would be better for him if he was playing in Auburn in this game, but he's got to go back to Oklahoma. And on top of that, he's got to face his old head coach, Brett Venables, who does the play calling for the defense. So I think the advantage is here for Oklahoma. Venables has to know everything about him. When I played in high school and college, my head coaches, they knew everything about me. They knew my strengths, they knew my weaknesses, and I just think you can devise a game plan there to take advantage of it. On the other side, John Mateer, I think right now should be the front runner. If not, he's certainly in the top 2 or top 3. He is that good. If you don't know his name, pop in a tape last year when they played the University of Washington. They had very little talent at Washington State. So little, in fact, they were losing this past weekend to North Texas at half, 42-0. So this kid, I don't know what kind of pro he's going to be. I don't think he's that kind of kid, but he is a great college quarterback, running and throwing the football here. But at home in Oklahoma much improved from last year. They have an offensive line. Arnold had no receivers. He lost his top 5 receivers from last year. Most of those guys are back. I like Oklahoma here, 34-24. I think they're for real.
Okay, I like it. Looking at some Big Ten action, which may be the battle for that 3rd or 4th place spot in the Big Ten. The team that made the playoff and was a darling last year in Indiana, heading out to Champaign, I believe. Or no, this is in Indiana.
It's at Indiana.
It's at Indiana. Yep. And Bert Bielema and the crew and Altmaier will be coming down there. Surprisingly, to see this line favor Indiana, especially by as much as it is.
Yeah, they played no one. And so we really can't judge them. And this is going to be a good measuring stick, I think, to see how good each team is. I have a sneaking suspicion that Illinois is much better. And I'm mainly talking in the trenches. And that's where you win games. As a linebacker, you got some really good defensive linemen in front of you, makes your job a lot easier. And Illinois, they just wore down Duke a couple weeks ago, third and fourth quarter. So I think they're going to get to Mendoza. People love him. There's some people that think he's a second, third rounder. I don't. I think he's limited. They talk about, him being able to run some. Well, he was sacked 50 times last year at Cal. So his best games were against Miami and nobody's. Whenever they had a tough game, he didn't do a whole lot. So he's okay. I just think that Indiana's kind of like a mini version of what they did last year. They just don't do it as well. And Illinois offensive and defensive lines will wear them down. I think the wrong team's favored. I think Illinois wins this game, something like 27-24.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with you there, Lee. I've got the Illini winning this game as well outright. You look at this early crossroads opportunity, another Big Ten game. Michigan favored by 2.5 against Nebraska. Both of these programs have such high hopes and high expectations, and loser here going to be facing a tough uphill climb in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and for Nebraska, if they can win this game, easy schedule comparatively to most other Big Ten teams. So game is huge for them. They're trying to get that signature win. Dylan Raiola. What's interesting, you got the number 1 ranked quarterback in high school 2 years ago, Raiola, against Bryce Underwood, the number 1 quarterback coming out of high school this year. I think Raiola's a little bit farther along. I think he has a better coordinator, obviously, in Dana Holgorsen. Holgorsen was not a great head coach, but really good coordinator, took a couple programs where the offense was in the 50th, 60th, 70th range to the top 10, top 15. So they used their backs out of the backfield a lot under Holgorsen, which they weren't under the previous offensive coordinator regime. Also, when I watched Bryce Underwood in that game against Oklahoma, I noticed 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, a lot of the passes, probably 75% of them, until they were down, they had to throw the ball late in the fourth quarter. They were before the sticks. They would throw to tight ends, 3-yard hooks. They would throw flanker screens. And you don't think teams realize that? They do. And I think eventually he's going to be great. He is talented. You see the talent there. But bottom line is he's not quite there yet, and they're not ready to unleash him. And Nebraska defense is better. He's only given up one game above 200 total yards. And how about this? Matt Rule, when he was at Baylor, when he was a home underdog, 5-2 against the spread. This is where he gets his team up. Certain coaches just coach certain ways. He loves the challenge. And then on top of that, Michigan has been without their head coach, Sharon Moore, for 2 weeks because of the suspension. Who's taking over? Biff, Back to the Future, Pokey.
Yes.
He's the guy that wears those sweatshirts that are cut above the shoulder, and he makes horrible decisions on 4th down. When he was at Charlotte, we used to laugh at the guy a lot. I think the wrong team's favored. I think Nebraska wins this game straight up 28-21.
Ooh.
Horrible fashion choices and horrible 4th down conversion attempts.
Yeah, that's
go hand in hand.
Well, that's big. If for Nebraska, I think if they win this game, they've got a good shot of being in that CFP conversation. You mentioned their schedule after this. It's outside of Ohio State, it is very, very manageable. I think this would be a huge confidence boost for them. Flipping the page to some NFL action, I believe Ravens-Lions, which should be, I would imagine, a fairly high-scoring affair. Ravens favored in this one. What say you?
Yeah, they are favored, but I thought the line was going to be 3.5, maybe 4. I think they're basing it on Detroit losing that first game of the year to Green Bay. They were just punched in the face, and they were just never in the game. Sometimes that happens, just not your day. And then the other side, obviously, Baltimore is very good. That one game, they just came up short and blew a 15-point lead. No shame to Buffalo. I think the difference is I think Detroit has regained their mojo. They did it against Chicago last week. When they were in the playoffs last year, they were without 8 of their top 11 starters. You can't compete in a playoff game with that few good players on defense. And last week they had 3 sacks. I think they're starting to get that mojo back, and they have weapons galore. Probably the last team with the ball wins this game. This line's just too high. Let's go with Detroit. Let's say they pull off the upset here, 38-36.
All right. That brings us to another NFL pick. Lee, yours looks like your game of the week got the spotlight on the Bengals once again. The battle of the backup quarterbacks.
Oh, jeez.
After the devastation to see for me and the Ward family supporting those Bengals and Joe Burrow going down yet again. And then the Vikings dealing with the same situation with J.J. McCarthy. Well, not the same situation, but dealing with an injury situation, going with Carson Wentz. What a clash. Wentz and Browning, just like everybody wanted to see.
Can you imagine if, let's say you had a son or a family, you were taking them to the game, you're buying with the expectation you're going to see Joe Burrow, and, then you're left with this. So it is what it is, but I still think there's a clear right side to this game. So first 5 people to call 800-400-9741. We'll give them the game for free, 800-400-9741, and have what's called our Baker's Dozen. I probably get more emails, calls, and texts about this. It's 13 games combined Saturday and Sunday, just $97. So if you're looking to give someone a shot, this might be the weekend. My clients call it, some of them do, the world's famous Baker's Dozen. So we've had some, believe it or not, some 12-1, 11-2, and 10-3 records on this promotion. So you want to try it out, just one place, ParamountSports.com.
Well, we appreciate it, Lee. Looking forward to catching up with you again next week with what should be a robust schedule here this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Thank you, sir, for the time, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Be safe.
There we go. Jump on the right foot and do the wrong thing. Can we turn silver, Bodie, into gold?
Ooh.
That's the great question. Lee last week was 2-2 on his picks, if you will. I don't remember what games he picked, but he was 2-2.
Me neither.
With that. So we got him rolling along there. Austin, any games of intrigue? That Nebraska-Michigan game, I think, is one. Both of those games, Illinois and Indiana, because I think the team that loses is going to be a little bit behind the 8 ball. I think if Indiana loses, much like Weezer, pull this thread as I walk away, I think it could kind of be falling apart for them.
It's going to come undone.
Yes, because I wasn't a huge believer in Indiana last year. I think they're not as talented this year, but yet they've got a lot of hype. And the fact that there was one point that line was almost a touchdown.
Yeah, and kudos to everyone who grabbed it early, because I really believe in Illinois. I don't think anyone who has listened to the Buckeye Show over the last 4 months would be surprised by that. Beamer and I both, Bob, have been really riding that Burt train. He wanted me to go outside.
Drinking shirtless beers with him, weren't you?
He wanted me to go hang out with him at the pool in Vegas, and frankly, I wanted to do that too. It just didn't quite line up, but he came in with some sweet, like, custom Jordans with the Illinois color scheme on it. It was like, yeah, he's the best, man. And plus, Vegas is his comfort zone. He's talking about meeting his wife out there.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Spearmint Rhino?
He didn't give us all the details.
At the ranch?
Could be. I mean, there's the options are limitless. You have to use your imagination.
Is she on one of those cards that I've heard they sit there?
Just the flickers?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to follow up on it because I just want to go hang out with Brett Bielema. And I do think as well that he just needs to become the all-time Big Ten coach. Like, you need like Iowa that needs to replace Kirk Ferentz. Bielema comes in, he steps in. When Kurt Cignetti runs out of juice here and the cigarette gets snuffed out on the sidewalk,
Will Howard steps on it.
Here comes Brett Bielema. He comes in and saves the day. Like, he is so Big Ten, and I love it. But anyway, I really think both of these games, these marquee Big Ten games, Bob, you can look at the record and be like, it's too early to have, elimination style games. But
I don't think so for these two teams.
Not with these teams, right? Yeah. If you lose this one, these are the games that you're looking at. If you're going to make it to Indianapolis, you're going to be a playoff contender. Nebraska has to beat Michigan or vice versa. Same for Illinois and Indiana. The opportunities in these games that are going to boost your resume, but then to climb back out of it is pretty difficult if you
I
don't
think
win.
for Nebraska and Illinois, you win these games, you've got a pretty good path.
You feel really good.
Like, you've got a great path moving forward. I mean, Nebraska plays Ohio State, and so does Illinois. But outside of that, pretty good opportunity to make some hay. We'll dig into a little more of that. We got some more college football talk coming up. We've got a lot of greatness to cover here on the Morning Juice. But coming up next, Bodie becomes the star of the show with our quick hitters. When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Leadership is the thing that turns good teams into great teams. And it's not just having someone who's vocal in the locker room. It's about that person being able to back it up on the field. It's the same with business. Some of the best companies are born from great leaders who aren't afraid of getting their hands dirty. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, know a thing or two about that.
Thanks, Bobby. There's no substitute for doing the right thing, and often the hard thing in business. Managing the books, cash flow, and sales tracking are important, but not as important as developing a team.
Spot on, Chuck. All the great leaders you and I have had the opportunity to watch aren't afraid to jump in the field and get things done. That's the mentality we want around here, and that's what we strive for every day. We can all agree that greatness comes from work, leaders lead by example, and those two things will never change.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
If you're looking for the inside scoop on the Buckeyes, you've come to the right place. This is Morning Juice.
So basic. Well, welcome back in to the Morning Juice. You know, we had him yesterday, Bodie, but in that Friday sweet spot, Your Highness, he comes strong.
You think he's ready for the weekend?
Oh, yeah. He was ready.
Tell your grandma I said
He's ready
hello.
on Monday?
Tell your grandma I said hello. He's
Gotta-
the best.
Gotta
Bodie.
get that double dip your dipstick.
Yeah, of course. Remember, lubrication's only important if you're old and ugly. He's the champ, the people's champ everybody needs. I'm going to have to head out to Scottsdale and hang out with him sometime.
Well, when's the event, Bode?
Oh, it's coming up.
He's going to be in Toledo. You know, Tito's supposed to go hang out up
October
there.
4th is what it
Tito's
is?
aware. He
Same day as Minnesota, is that
Tito
it?
was in the chat. I wonder.
Hopefully,
Hopefully he's still listening and commenting.
Or, yeah.
He said he's on Ohio time still.
At
I will say this,
3:44.
it was tough, dude. I could not sleep past 6 o'clock in the morning when I was there.
I can relate. I didn't used to have that problem. I guess it's just getting older and the routine with kids, with Liberty and everything. But when we were out there for Big Ten Media Days, it's like,
bumpy.
I'm up at 4 a.m.
Absolutely. Bodie, a star is born.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, fellas. I'll give you guys the option. You want to start with college football, NFL football, or baseball?
Oh,
get baseball out of the way, Bodie.
Let's do it.
All right, let me scroll down to that.
Bad news
part.
first.
One of the greatest pitchers in the history of the game will be hanging up his cleats at the end of this season. On Thursday, Clayton Kershaw and the LA Dodgers announced that this season, his 18th in LA, will be the final one of his career. In his 18 years with the Dodgers, the left-hander, he's a two-time World Series champ, 2014 MVP winner, three-time Cy Young winner, and 11-time All-Star. He finished in the top 5 of the Cy Young voting for 7 straight seasons, from 2011 to 2017. Earlier this year, he also became the 20th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to record 3,000 strikeouts. Austin, a career that no doubt is going to be ended up at Cooperstown.
Yeah, definitely a Hall of Fame pitcher and transcended, I guess, that position to be in the MVP conversation for a number of those years. Why didn't he want to just do a full send-off like Derek Jeter? He's got a legacy that I think would stand up to have everyone bring you out rocking chairs and.
Yeah, I don't think that that's maybe his speed though. It's not really our speed. I don't know if that's really his speed.
Not my tempo.
I wonder if when him and Stafford were at Highland Park together, who thought that they'd end up playing longer? I think most people would probably put the money on Kershaw.
Yeah. Outlasted by Stafford. How about
Outlasted by Stafford. But here's the thing about Matty's. I was watching some clips of him and his lovely wife Kelly on her show.
Yeah.
And I think she just keeps him young, He's got a little salt in that beard now.
Yeah.
Got 4 young girls, but he is a fun dude, man. Stafford's one of my favorites. And here's the best part, Austin. Stafford went to Highland Park. So did Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
A couple other famous folks. Can you put together your Mount Rushmore of Highland Park athletics?
Gosh, who else is in that mix?
The guy who swings out of his shoes.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
There's a really good football player from there.
There's another quarterback, right?
This guy, they actually named the running back award for him, but he actually got booted off the Mount Rushmore.
He got booted off?
Yeah, for someone else.
What?
When they have what is the nation's best running back?
The Doak Walker Award.
He's from there, but he got booted off for no trespassing in the shoe, Mr. Anthony Schlegel.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's fair. Those are the 4. If you have those 4.
The 4 horsemen.
You're rolling deep right there.
They seem to do pretty well. But yeah, Hall of Famer for sure. Great player. Really a great dude. Like, from everything that we've heard, one of the great guys in the game. So, well, sad to see him go. And it's a rarity you see somebody spend in any sport now their entire career with one team.
On to the NFL here, guys. Is the end of the tush push on its way? Maybe not quite yet, but the NFL said that the Philadelphia Eagles should have been flagged for at least one false start when they used the play against Kansas City last Sunday, and then they have instructed officials this week to call that controversial play more tightly going forward. NFL Vice President of Officiating, Training, and Development, that's quite the title there, Ramon George, he said in a statement, anytime we have this situation, we're in short yardage. We know we want to make sure that we officiate these plays. The offensive team has to be perfect in every aspect. Just like
we
Coach
will
Boone
be
told
perfect.
him. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm glad you pulled that up, Bodie.
Prior to the snap, looks like we have movement by the right guard. This is still Ramon George speaking here. Prior to the snap, looks like we have movement by the right guard. We also have movement coming across from the defensive side. This is a very hard play to officiate. I get it. Philadelphia ran the tush push 6 times in their win on Sunday in Kansas City. They got 4 first downs and they scored a touchdown. 5 of those 6 plays there. Bobby, if I'm being honest with you, this play kind of drives me nuts. I say that as a Cowboys fan, so there's probably a little bias in there, but
no, surely not.
Not at all. But
you surely have to do with it.
She has everything.
But what do you think? Do you think we ever hit a point in the next, we'll say, few years that this play just is not allowed anymore?
I had to listen to Dean Blandino this morning talk about
Deanie B
to be in prison. I love it. I had to listen to him talk about this.
That ball.
Exactly. And he's sitting there saying, well, it's not as steady. He had like 3 reasons. Number 1, people are jumping off sides. By the false starting. They could false start on a normal quarterback sneak. How about you just call it?
Yeah.
That's the beginning and end of this conversation for me. But like, you shouldn't have to say it's because it's not the tush push. It is the false starts that are creating the issue. Like and also Philadelphia's got their center leaning all the way over the top of the ball.
Football.
He's in the neutral zone.
You can't do that. So but that could be the same whether you're aiding the runner or not. And Dean Blaney, in 2006, they eliminated the aiding the runner. When I was playing, this was a penalty. And then they eliminated this, I think, after my rookie year. They eliminated it in college. If you remember the famous Bush push.
Oh, I remember, Bob.
I figured you did.
And it was illegal then.
It was illegal then.
But it's allowed now.
Yes.
Yeah. It has been for a while.
And so you got screwed on both ends, the Des Bryant catch and on that. One would have been a catch, one should have been illegal, and now the double helix reversal. But I get upset. Then they want to change the rule. Why? Because somebody's really good at it. Number one, call the false starts, call the encroachment in the neutral zone. The defensive players can push back against it. There's one team that's really good at it. They've got a quarterback who squats like 600 pounds, so that helps. And Jalen Hurts is a dude with that. But it's really hard to officiate. You know what I say? Do a better job. You are professionals. Close in, get closer, call the penalties. We've got the microchips in the ball and everything else now. Like I'm sick of hearing teams complain about not being able to stop something because it's, quote, not fair or it's not aesthetically pleasing to the fans. You know what wasn't aesthetically pleasing, Dean? When you came out there and says the runner did not maintain control of the ball through the ground, and Bodie threw his remote at the TV.
He got the ball and took 4 steps and dove for the pylon.
Yeah.
It wasn't a football move.
Yeah, I guess not.
I think if you call and you throw the flag for false start or being in the neutral zone, it goes from 4th and 1 to 4th and 5. I do think that.
Yes.
I agree completely. The defense has to stop it. You can't complain about it. And changing the rules because one team is much better at it than everyone else. It's not as if all 32 teams are running some version of the tush push and 3rd and short and 4th and 1 or whatever have all become immediate conversions for every team in the league. That's not what's happening. Part of the Eagles' success are all the things that you mentioned. They have a quarterback who's built for it. They had a great offensive line. They had a center that was designed for it. And also, they're pushing the boundaries of what is legal with false starts in the neutral zone. So if it's just officiated
just call that
more properly, you'll negate that right there. They'll have to do it straight up. Are the false starts the only reason that play has been working? No, but it definitely helps. So, I don't know if you want to have a situation where false starts, movement, neutral zone becomes a reviewable piece. We have enough things that you can look at and trigger those instant replay reviews as it is. But if you're that concerned about it, I don't think you can take that play out of the game. You just have to correctly officiate the game already.
That's all it is.
And I don't remember Philadelphia doing it the way they do it now at the start either.
No.
They just kind of gradually gotten closer and closer to it.
Well, they're not going to call it.
Exactly, and they're not going to call it. And as you guys have said and as they said in the statement there, both teams basically every time that play is ran is a penalty. Everybody's lined up. Basically everybody's lined up in the neutral zone.
It's just a mosh pit.
Yeah, and so at some point I feel like you just got to clean that up a little bit.
I don't disagree, but like Dean's like, well, they didn't want it to look like rugby. It's more of a rugby play. I'm like, then why did they change the rule? Well, because it was really hard to officiate when guys were running down the field, whether you're actually hitting a block, hitting a potential defender, whether you're pushing in the back of the carrier. I'm like, well, then change the rule back. That's the same thing as the stinking 12 men participating with Oregon and Dan Lanning last year. I go 12 men participating and 12 men on the field used to be a 5-yard and a 15-yard for the more severe infraction because there was an intentionality to it.
Yeah.
And then they eliminated that. So, you know what? If you change the rules, people are going to they're going to exploit them. They've got 85 guys on staff looking through all these things and doing all this different stuff. And so if there's a glitch in the matrix, they're going to find it.
They always do.
Next up here, guys, last one, college football with Michigan facing Western Michigan and Germany, and TCU taking on North Carolina and Ireland are already on the books. We could have a third college football game going overseas next year as Arizona State and Kansas are in discussions about moving their matchup to London. The football game, which is tentatively scheduled for September 19th of 2026, will require schedule modifications by KU before the move to British soil can be finalized. The Jayhawks would need a waiver to move their previously scheduled game against Middle Tennessee from September 19th to week 0. Part of the reason Kansas is open to facing Arizona State across the pond there is because their stadium is set for off-season construction, and they may have a reduced seating capacity when they play the Sun Devils in that game. Austin, how would you like to cover a game going across the pond there?
No thanks.
Thanks.
And definitely not a conference game. When you have some of these openers and maybe you take one of the vaunted intersectional matchups and you move it across neutral sites, we've seen that for years. I don't love this move to the international series. I don't really like it for the NFL either, but at least it makes some more sense for that at the professional level. When you're
giving all the Kansas fans in Britain a chance.
I know they have a huge alumni base in London and Manchester that they're really going to embrace this opportunity. Kansas football is really a worldwide brand, so I can understand that there are people just clamoring to bring them to London, to Rome, to Germany, China, wherever. I think Kansas football is just, our best
export,
our resource that we must tap into.
Tariffs on that?
But let's be generous with it. Let's just share Kansas football with the world. I really hate it though when it is conference games, and I know that Kansas is unique in that they're doing stadium renovations and they're open to other solutions. But these games to me, they need to be on campus as frequently as possible, and I don't really want to carve out international exceptions for that.
So here's the thing. I try to look at this. I'm not against it if the two schools want to do it. You're not going to grow fans in London.
No.
That's
not with these two programs.
With those two programs. And really, even if you put Ohio State and Texas.
Do you know what they're saying in London? Where's this team that we hear about that's so good in college football? Where are the Buckeyes?
They probably are saying that. A lot of big Buckeye fans over there.
I bet there is an alumni chapter
in
London.
There probably is a decent number of expats living over there, I would imagine. But if they want
But I don't want Ross Bjork to get any ideas from this. I'm not advocating for it.
Well, here's the one thing. As long as you're not giving up a home game, I don't care if Ohio State did this. What's the difference between going to Oregon and going to
Ohio State, Texas next year in London instead of Austin?
So I'm at a terrible vantage point with the clock. We're up against it. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and land on a little bit of this because I think there's more there, Bodie, that we can get into. There's more layers to this onion that we can peel back. Because the neutral site games in college football, I'm not generally a fan of anyway. And we'll talk about kind of why some of that is happening here coming up next on Morning Juice.
That nagging pain, you know the one. Sometimes it's from years of hard work. Sometimes it's an old injury that never healed right. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for too long. But that stops right now. I'm Tyvis Powell, and QC Kinetics is here in Columbus to flip the script. Dr. Walkoff and his team use regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatment that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Not covering it up, not cutting it out. Actually helping heal and restore. And the results, long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, you're planning it around life. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no long recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. Check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your MRIs, your x-rays. They'll make sure you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
Hey, animal lovers, it's Anthony Rothman. On October 12th, downtown Columbus becomes the ultimate dog lovers destination. Lace up, leash up, and walk to save lives. Every step you take fuels care for shelter dogs in need. There's a free dog festival with jaw-dropping sport dog shows, hands-on training for your own pup, and a rescue marketplace packed with adoptable dogs and mission-driven vendors. Fun walk, fund raise, fund rescue. For more info and to sign up today, visit gg's.org. That's GIGIS.org.
Through Travis Manion Foundation's Operation Legacy service projects, veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians across the country come together under the common cause to serve in honor of our nation's heroes. Service projects include city beautifications, planting memorial trees, volunteering at shelters, park cleanups, and more. Ask yourself, if not me, then who? And register for a project near you or as a virtual volunteer by visiting oplegacy.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Oh boy, it's a Friday. It's a fast Friday.
Flying high.
Flying high. Just
Do you like a football Friday as much when the Buckeyes aren't playing though, Bob? Just feels off.
I do enjoy it because I look at tomorrow and I don't have any anchor points of things I need to do.
Just nothing but air and opportunity.
Yeah, I get to look at all these different games out there. I'm like, you know what? I can watch this game. I can watch that game. I don't get to go down to the stadium.
Ooh.
And I love
almost sound like a little press box snob action over there.
It's not that. It's just I can't watch other games as much and consume as many things as I need to and have like a good feel for it when it's going on. Believe me, I loved going down for Texas. That was phenomenal. I take all the kids down. We bounce around some different spots. They go hang out with their friends. I'll go, press box, some different suites, go see our guy, Mr. Ross Bjork, during the game. It's funny. I watched a lot of the first half with him at the OU during the OU game. Gosh, it's a little tight here. I was like, listen, don't worry. It's 13-3. They've got the ball coming out. We'll get a 3 and out. We'll get the ball back and go score. And then they rip off that. I'm like, well, good news. We're going to get them a chance to work through some adversity here. It's going to be fine.
Going to rip off a 64-yard run from Bo Jackson. Yeah. Everything will be fine.
It'll be good, but. The up and down of that was in a campus environment, and I'm a big fan. Like, if you wanted to do, no, I'm not even that. Like, if you want to play TCU in Jerry World, that's fine because they probably don't have the stadium to be.
I thought that worked.
I think that's cool. Texas, Austin, you've got a huge venue. Ohio Stadium, huge venue. You don't need to play that game in Cincinnati or Cleveland. You don't need to play. The Texas game down there in Jerry World. You've got great venues to be able to do it. And I was having a conversation yesterday with Roddy Jones on our XM show and about the Cincinnati-Nebraska game, which started off, it was supposed to be in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. And then it got moved to Kansas City. It was a home game for Cincy. So, from Cincinnati to Indy, that's probably about an hour and change drive.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Get a great venue. A lot of folks can drive up there. I think that's okay. That probably works. Nebraska's going to probably bring in about 20,000 fans. Should be a great situation. Now, it's not the NIP, and I love it, dude. The NIP, it's going down. It's awesome. Have you ever been to Nipper Stadium?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, you get a packed stadium there in Nippert. It's dug down in. It's got the arena feel. It's the urban stadium. Like, it's cool. Not overly big, but a cool stadium.
I covered a night game there, Cincinnati, when Tom Herman was bringing Houston up. I don't remember if that was a Thursday or Friday night. It must have been a Thursday night. And night game, I think they were having a blackout in there. That atmosphere was great. Perfect college football. It's right there in the smack dab in the middle of campus. Very cool. And I've also seen some soccer games in there. Yeah. Not quite as cool for that, but still loud. As you said, it drops down a little bit. It holds the noise in. It's an intimidating, not Horseshoe, not Neyland Stadium, not one of those, but
for what it is, it's good though.
You're not going to go in there and survive easily at the NIP.
Well, and it's cool because it would be like walking into Ohio Stadium at B-Deck. Like, and
Sure.
everything's
Yeah.
like right down there below you, sea deck, the upper parts above you. Obviously not as big. And they've been selling beers in there for 20 years. So
That's the move you got to make.
I went down there after a game. We played Indiana at noon, and my brother was playing in the afternoon. Went down there, and I'm like, where did they get those beer? Like, is that allowed? My dad's like, oh, yeah, they sell beer. And I'm like, what? And they were only like $5. It wasn't bad. I was like, this is
They were
amazing.
ahead of the curve.
They were way ahead of the curve. So awesome for that. But the game was supposed to be in Indy. It ended up in Kansas City, so a de facto Nebraska home game. And we were like, how did that happen? Like, how did it go from Indianapolis, out to Kansas City, which is adjacent to Nebraska? And they're like, well, I guess when the team had bought the rights, and they said that they paid Cincinnati a lot, more than they would have made, because their athletic departments, they all need money now. And so that's kind of looking at this game, Kansas, and who are they playing out there? Arizona State.
Yep.
And so I was thinking about this, like, there's probably some sort of tourist convention that's saying, hey, we'll bring you out here, we'll guarantee you this much money. Kansas, you don't have a stadium that's big enough to probably make more than that anyway. We know we can do A, B, and C, food, bev, all this stuff. I do say this, it makes that game cooler. It's a game that people might tune into more.
Well, especially because they can carve out an extra broadcast window, conceivably, because then that would be you could start it at 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And I understand all those components of it. And financially, that's going to drive all these decisions.
Yes, and so the finances drive the decision, which, back to the genesis of this, is I'm talking about the Nebraska-Cincinnati game, of how it ended up there. And they said there was a Kansas City group that runs probably the Chiefs Stadium and all of that came through, and I guess they offered the groups in Indy an offer they couldn't refuse. And I'm like, so hold on a second. You're buying the rights, and in this contract, they're not non-transferable? You can go sell them to someone else? I told Roddy, why don't we get into game flipping? We look at schedules and say, hey, 4 years from now, these teams are signed up playing. They may be dog crap now, but let's say Virginia Tech hires somebody that we really like, and we think they can win there. And there's another team that they're playing in the non-conference, and we go, hey, let's take this game out of Blacksburg. We'll take it to wherever, and then we'll sit on it and say, hey, wait.
So you're saying Morning Juice needs to look at Virginia Tech's schedule 4 years out, and we're going to buy the rights. We're going to pool together $5 million guaranteed. And then when it gets to that point,
sell for $10 million.
Highest bidder. Hey, Cleveland, do you want this Virginia Tech Tennessee
Absolutely.
game? We got you.
I know we said we were going to have it like in Philadelphia or someplace closer, but you know what? Screw it.
No,
we're going to have it here.
Let's just say we're not even going to pick a destination. We're just going to own the rights, and we're going to leave it open to bidding for the next 4 years.
Beautiful mystery.
It's going to start an eBay auction. Expires in 365 days. If you want it, come get it.
But that's what it was, which was crazy to me that they didn't have some sort of third-party authorization where if you want to move it out of Indy, we got to
have a thumbs up or a thumbs down on that.
Hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move it closer to Nebraska because Kansas City's like, oh, we can probably get 50,000 people from Nebraska to come here.
That's right.
We'll pay Indy we'll double it. Whatever they paid, perfect. People in Indy, no work, double my money.
We're out of here.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
And that's, Roddy Jones was saying, he's a Georgia Tech alum. He goes, Georgia Tech always play every year. And this is a little bit of a scenario that's akin to like the TCU situation. They play every year, and they play in Athens when it's a Georgia home game. And a lot of times, instead of playing in Bobby Dodd, they play at Mercedes-Benz because he's like, they can fit another 30,000, 40,000 people in there.
And they're going to sell them.
And they're going to sell them, but that turns it from a home game for Georgia Tech essentially into a Georgia home game. But you know what? For the Georgia Tech athletic department, that check still cashes. Yeah. And so you need that. And this is what has driven, when people don't understand this stuff, and they go, why are they doing this? What happened? And I didn't realize that we were in the business of brokering games on the secondary market. I didn't know that was a thing.
We're learning a lot about everything in college football these days. And you can ultimately chase it all back to that one thing because everyone needs more revenue. And it sucks.
It does suck. But that's where we're at.
That's the conversation that we have to keep continually having and talking about games being inventory. I mean, I guess it was inevitable that we'd get to this point where you're flipping things and you have black market sites here, which is apparently what happened. I mean, the story almost feels improbable and too hard to believe. But then you just put it in that context. It's like, well, how can you make the most amount of money? And that's what the schools have to do right now. Especially, like, Ohio State is not in the business where they have to go to the international series or where they have to play a ton of neutral site games. Like,
but if you told me that they were going to play UCLA and play them in, I don't know, Mexico City or something like that instead, I'm like, well, you're probably going to get 10,000 of the most passionate Bruins fans in the Rose Bowl and probably 40,000 Ohio State fans there. So what's the difference between doing that and taking that same ratio probably down to Mexico City? And like, hey, you're not giving up a home game. It does not. I think for recruiting, it's something that's cool that you can pitch. You know, I've been to Europe one time. I went to London. It was paid for by the New England Patriots. We went there and played a football game in Wembley. And you're telling, like, hey, you get a chance to play in one of these iconic venues, and, you know, you're not giving up a home game for it, and it'll be really cool to do it first class. And by the way, all the alumni, the boosters, like, they love it. We'll take a whole trip out there, make a whole deal and a whole scene of it.
Yeah.
Can find a way to monetize it? Let's find a way to monetize it.
I knew that word was coming, baby.
Well, it's a box that you got to check, and nobody wants to admit that. And as we're in a bye week now, like, these are real things.
I think it's amusing to me, Bob, that the example you used was UCLA, which is in some of the most financial dire straits.
Because they'll take the dollar.
They have to. And you think, well, why? They already play in the Rose Bowl. Like, they're already selling out a little bit. No, they're not selling it all. They're not selling it all, which is why that might be the most likely team in the Big Ten to start doing this. As you said, this year it's Mexico City. Next year it's London. Like, UCLA is the program that's got to be open to all those opportunities. And I don't want it to ever get to that point where Ohio State is playing these international games. That's selfish on my end. But UCLA probably has to consider stuff like this. They are running such a deficit. That was the reason that they wound up with this ridiculous hire in the first place with Deshaun Foster. But maybe then they actually have the blueprint. They've already got the T-shirts printed, and they can go say, well, hello, Mexico City Convention and Tourism Group. We are in California. We're based in Los Angeles.
We might not get people to come, but I think the Buckeyes could get people to come down there.
We've got a game. They're supposed to come out here to California. What if we bring it out here to Mexico City? What would you say about the Buckeyes in the Azteca? Does that sound like an idea to you?
I mean, but that's where it is. Like, a lot of it's who you're playing, and the folks. I guarantee you this. I don't want to guarantee anything.
Oh boy,
do it. I imagine
the wheels are spinning.
Well, because there's folks out there that say that I guarantee and have sources and all these things, and so I don't ever want to say that. But I would imagine the conversation with something like this out there in Nebraska. Hey, we're going to Indianapolis. These people bought the rights between one of the administration probably at Nebraska, someone in the athletic department, and one of their booster groups, one of their alumni. Hey, you're tied in with the Chiefs and things over there. I wonder if you could get that game here. I bet we can make a lot more money. You could probably pay them a lot. We can make a lot. It would be a lot better for us. Why don't you look into that?
Yeah, give them a call.
Here's the group.
They might be open to
Here's
it.
Their card. I'm pretty sure they paid X, so anything over that, it doesn't have to be substantial, but it's a guarantee and it's zero work. And that's probably how that deal went down. So I'm, like you said, it's selfishly, I get it. I don't want to give up home games. Never. You need to be in the horseshoe 7 times a year, without a doubt.
Minimum.
But if you're telling me that you could go play Rutgers in MetLife, and they're probably going to say, like, hey, they'll sell it out. Because remember, it is New York's team.
It is. Just like Chicago's Big Ten team put that game in Wrigley last year. So we have already seen that. Now, part of that is again, with Kansas going to London, part of that is because stadium renovations for them. Northwestern has that ongoing for them. But I'm honestly surprised, Bob, that more Big Ten teams haven't taken that model and that approach. I'm like, you know what? Ohio State is coming. They're going to sell out their allotment, but they would also probably double their allotment if we played Rutgers and Ohio State in MetLife Stadium. If you had played And I thought initially that was what Northwestern had talked about doing. Well, I know that what they had talked about was Soldier Field up front before Pat Fitzgerald was kind of like, I don't know if I want to play in front of 60,000 Ohio State fans.
How many does Wrigley hold? Yeah. Okay, we can do that.
That doesn't sound right to me, but UCLA could do that with SoFi potentially. Now, Rose Bowl is its own thing, but I don't know that Ohio State fans have been there. But you look around all these other places, I'm honestly, truly surprised. Not that it hasn't got to the point where someone has taken the Buckeyes internationally, but that we haven't seen more quote unquote neutral site games or professional stadiums or baseball stadiums or whatever. Because that bottom half of the Big Ten, you're all getting the same allocation from the broadcast deal at this point, at least until Ohio State can go back to the table in 2030.
I don't even know if it might be then.
The contracts are the contracts. I think that's what Fox and the Big Ten would say. And I know that they're upset about a lot of those things, and we can talk about that in another time. But
talk about that in the next segment.
But
you think I filled out that prep sheet?
No, we don't. What do you and I need a prep sheet for?
That's basically what I was
saying.
Turn
on the microphones.
He goes, you want me to fill it out? I go, no. He goes,
we're going to talk about the Bucks, even if it's an off week. I promise you. But I do think that is probably likely to happen because if you're talking about Maryland and Rutgers and Northwestern and even Illinois, like they could take it to Soldier Field. I don't think they would want to do that this year where it's a potential of a top 10 matchup. But, when you're talking about ticket sales and NIL and revenue distribution, all these things are going to be on the table moving forward. And we might not like it, but for road games for Ohio State, it's probably going to become more a common occurrence. And that's actually better for Ohio State fans.
Oh, yeah, it is. Well, you look at that. What Ohio State fan really, you've been to Piscataway.
Unfortunately, multiple times.
Yeah, you want to go to Piscataway, or
no.
Can I interest you in going to MetLife?
You can.
There's a ton of there's more Ohio State fans in New York and New Jersey than there are Rutgers fans, probably.
You can take it to MetLife if you could take it to Philadelphia. Anything would be better.
Imagine this: 2031, you are playing Maryland in the new Commander Stadium.
Sign me up.
That's what people are like. Hey, I'd much rather do that. I guarantee there's a ton of Ohio State alum in the DMV area. It's a quick hour flight into Reagan. That's super easy. The stadium now is not an hour and a half outside of D.C. It's 10 minutes away. It's all right there. Like, that's something as an Ohio State fan, like, do you really care? Oh, the historic stadium at Maryland? No one cares about that. Oh, I get to go to this new shiny place. They can sell all their suites. We can get those, spend a weekend out there. Like, this seems better for us.
The reason that we haven't seen it or heard these conversations for the last 10, 20, 100 years, Bob, is because you had to have an element of swallowing your pride. Well, we want to have this home game, and we legitimately think that we
used to be
can win this
Sparrows,
game.
now it's Swallows.
That's the exact mindset. But now, pride and having games on campus and thinking that it gives your team the best shot, in some situations, not all, is going to take a back seat to, can we lose this one game and then pay for 10 more recruits?
We're going to lose it anyway.
You're probably going to lose it anyway, but can you find more revenue?
Yeah.
And I know that part sucks to hear and talk about, but if you are in the bottom half of the Big Ten and trying to find some way to compete, you may have to take a couple lumps and sell more tickets to Ohio State or Penn State or Michigan along the way in the hopes that you might be able to compete in the future. But spoiler, that won't actually help, but it will allow you to potentially pay some more players in the meantime.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It gives you a chance to win the other games, more than likely, because you're leveraging, just like they've done with Ohio State in the TV deals.
Right.
You're going to leverage that brand for your own good because they're going to bring in more folks, and that's just the ultimate reality of it. And
it might guarantee someone like Maryland or Rutgers a chance to be in the big noon kickoff window. If you said, we're playing Ohio State and we're doing it at MetLife, we're playing it in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's a novelty.
They'd be like, okay, cool. Like, they've got all the NFL infrastructure there. The cameras are going to be there. Cool, let's do that. Like, it could help them from the exposure perspective, and they'll definitely, absolutely, we can guarantee they would sell more tickets to Ohio State fans.
Well, and then also, like you said, they're recruiting. Like, hey, look at this. We're playing over here a cool game, and it's going to be mostly sold out or close to it.
You can't tell when you're playing Rutgers. It all looks red.
Well, in Maryland, I mean, you got two teams. You got a lot of red in there. Why is it the teams that now Indiana's better this year, but the teams that always needed the help when the Buckeyes come to town, Take a nice little snapshot.
Your
Look at
media
this.
guide photo was always when Ohio State came to Indiana.
Absolutely. And speaking of Ohio State and some of this, you touched on it. We'll dive into that, some of the NFL action coming up this week as well. But I want to get started off with something that, President Carter had some comments about. And it's interesting with him at the helm and Ross Bjork at the helm. And you know what? Since it's a bye week, Austin, let's get into a little bit of maybe some of we have a 3-week sample size of some of the things that have happened at Ohio State and some of the modernizing of traditions and how you think that's gone over. We'll talk about that here next on Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman, and I'm leading a fundraising team at Walking the Dog October 12th in downtown Columbus. We're walking to save lives while a free dog festival fills the park. Join my team, and let's make a difference at gigis.org. That's GIGIS.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
The next disaster is coming. Make a plan. Keep extra medication on hand. Make copies of important documents. Stay informed and be ready. Learn more at americares.org/send-us-in.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post-9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Lexi spent more than 6 years in foster care.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi now has a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
You can help find permanent homes for children still lingering in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
When it comes to prostate cancer, go to pcf.org for the help you need to navigate this disease and make the right decisions for yourself. Go to pcf.org today.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and an opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, A-Ward. Start looking at some of the stuff that's happened. You go to the stadium every time. The stuff. The things. First of all.
The tradition.
We'll do this because we've got to get to Juiced and then we've got to get to Hawk.
Okay.
All right. Michael comes on with us on Fridays. Gives us some great knowledge and nuggets.
He does. It's great talking with him last week.
Let's talk about President Carter and some of the comments that he's made. You've heard Ross. We're going to continue to analyze this. You know how they worked incredibly hard to try to get that Texas game into a better time slot.
Yep.
It ended up working out great. 107,000 people.
Biggest ratings that college football's had in a long time. I think it was a 16.6.
Yeah, great. For it being noon, it was apex noon. I mean, literally, that's the Mount Everest of noon. You've got two of the biggest brands, top 5 matchup.
Competitive game.
Great names on it. Stars out here. Unbelievable weather, by the way. You gave you San Diego that day. Ooh. OU game, like, why am I so sweaty? Why is it so hot here?
What's been going on? Allie's been calling it second summer.
Yeah.
Like, what do we have? How many seasons do we have in the San Diego, the Midwest?
The second summer is because you get that, like, we got 10 days of San Diego, and now we got the balmy heat again.
I'm glad we had it for Texas, though. I could not believe you're walking out there in 72 degrees. Like, what? This is perfection.
Shorts and a quarter zip. You felt great.
Hell yeah.
But they've said the quiet part out loud now, where maybe we have to revisit. No one says we're going to revisit some of the contracts and the way things are structured within the conference. Because in the Big Ten and SEC, all schools get equal shares of everything. Like, we got to make the money off of the playoff game at home last year, but all the other playoff shares, the Big Ten got like 8 of them or whatever. They all go into a pool. And Ohio State gets like money for expenses to go there, which doesn't cover all the expenses.
Nope.
And then they share equally that money with Rutgers. And Maryland.
Yep.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like,
and UCLA.
And UCLA. Oh, absolutely.
Martin Jarman saying, thank you very much, Ohio State.
Penn State getting in there. Like, Indiana made it in. Oregon, they only played one game, but Penn State making it to the semis and Ohio State making it to the finals. That's 4 games. That's 3 more games. That's 7. We had like 9 shares that they were able to divvy out. Where do you see this going in the future? I think they're kind of...
Come on in, Bob. Those independent waters are fine, nice and warm. Not right now, a little cool, a little chilly, but
they made
warm it back up.
Right now you're going to advocate
this very second, they're a little cold, but that's all right. We'll warm it back up. But
they made the comment that they're a proud member of the Big Ten and always will be. So I don't think that they're looking at that.
I'm just saying.
The offer's out there.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, everybody wants Notre Dame to join the Big Ten. I'm extending the invite to come join it.
Come hang out in Independence Lane.
Yeah.
I think, Bob, that what happened with Clemson, Florida State, the ACC, saber rattling, that's probably going to become more common. And it may well be the blueprint for what Ohio State wants to get accomplished heading into 2030. Whether they can do anything to affect change before that, I don't know if that's a realistic outcome. I think Ohio State will try. I think the conversations have certainly been ongoing with everything that's the, panelists that are involved with Big Noon that Fox is bringing in.
Who would you be talking about?
It's just a show generally. I think that there are parts about it that I don't know. You and I don't.
Mark Ingram?
No, you and I don't know anything about what happened there. And we don't need to talk about it anymore. But
his dad played at Michigan State. He's got deep Big Ten ties.
And he's welcome apparently in every other stadium, although that doesn't seem to actually apply to the Big Ten. But that's not my business, and I don't want us to wade into it again. But kickoff times, all of that stuff that we've belabored the point on that. You're either going to get more schedule flexibility, because here's the other part, Bobby. The Minnesota game is the one where Ohio State's saying it's homecoming. We would actually really like that to be at noon.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to be in prime time.
Are you sure about?
I think it is.
Oh gosh, I've got a friend that they have an event that night, and I said unless it's a night game.
This is where it's coming up.
We've already done our Peacock work.
I know. I think it could be the NBC game. I think
they chose to put it on the stream.
I get
I don't blame them because they had Notre Dame A&M.
This is my point. Even when it comes to a game where Ohio State is like, yes, we traditionally have homecoming at noon. We are anticipating Minnesota being at noon.
At worst, just give us that 3:30 CBS.
Right. But even going back to as far back as May, Ohio State had expressed that desire. This is that game. There's all this conversation. We would like primetime games. We don't want that to be a primetime game.
We like prime, except for this one.
Except for that one. And it's a distinct possibility that game is moved into the evening. So I don't want to ruin your mood on that Friday, but it's an example of
my
what
friend is not going to be happy because they have an event.
I
told him I would MC. And I said the only qualifier is if Ohio State's not at 7:30. But why would they put the Minnesota game at 7:30?
Why not?
Yeah,
It's at 3:30 maybe.
It's silly, but then Ohio State is also going to be on CBS and 3:30 next week, and so they're trying to check all these boxes. Anyway, I got derailed by giving you this bad news about what could happen, but it's emblematic of even a situation where Ohio State is like, we're looking for primetime. We want to play this game at noon. And even then, it gets flipped on them. They don't have control over the schedule the way they want.
Well, they don't have control over any of the revenue. And that's one of the things that I think Ross and President Carter were both amazed at. Like, wait a second. Fox owns all of the rights.
Yes.
Like, we've got to get the rights back as a conference, not like have them have 51% of every. Like, we need to
believe
control.
It's 61 now
Whatever.
because Kevin Warren, your guy,
Gave
sold
him
an
some
extra
more.
10% during COVID.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because he gave NBC, I think, or CBS, one of the Big Ten championship games
when he couldn't.
He wasn't authorized to have because Fox has the rights to him.
Whoops.
Hey, you guys can get that. Really?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. You know who didn't? Fox.
No, they didn't forget about it. But so that, I think, is yet another example of Ohio State. You're not going to have the complete control ever, but you might have more influence. So whether that is scheduling flexibility or if you don't have that, more revenue coming in, a greater share of the pie, which is what Florida State was advocating for, which is what Clemson was advocating for, whether that is based on ratings or merit or both. You know, I think Ohio State
or just the logo
or just reality.
Yeah.
You know, that about you look at the ratings and just slide them across the table and say, what do you see here, Fox? What do you see here, Tony Petitti? I think they know that inflection point is coming in the negotiation.
So what's interesting about this is kind of how the CFP, because people are like, well, why did they concede all of the power to the Big Ten and the SEC? Like the ACC and Big 12 and everyone, like, well, because eventually they're going to get it. So you could either try to make some concessions early to hope that they'll do you a solid on the back end. And I think that they want the Big Ten to be strong as a whole. But we've been in this now for the last 8 years. And Maryland, Rutgers, like, you guys still haven't been consistently good.
Yeah.
UCLA, you're a dumpster fire right now. Purdue, you've been in this conference forever, and you still suck. Ever since Joe Paterno left, or not Joe Paterno, Joe Tiller.
Go Pokes.
Like, you've been in this downward spiral, and you haven't been able to get out, but yet you have all the money that we have. So
where's it going?
How are you still bad? Do you do any work outside of just collecting your check? Do you guys go try to raise money? Do you actually put research? What does your hiring team look like when you hire a guy? Is it just, hey, Martin Jarman, the first dude that came in the office, you're hired?
Do you know where UCLA is? Yeah, it's in L.A. You're hired.
You're hired. Come on in. Is your experience? What's your plan? Don't worry about that.
We'll get to that.
Who is this? Is like, oh gosh, who was the guy in the office? If I if I show you the plan, then I can't. Then you won't have to hire. Well, it was what's his name? Oh, he's a semi-famous actor. I think if I just reveal my plan to you, then you won't hire me. But how will I know what you're going to do if the plan is good? Well, you'll find that out after. I mean, that's a little bit.
When they were going through the hiring process?
Yeah, it's like that's a little bit of what they had going on here. It's crazy town. So I would anticipate the next 2 years, maybe nothing gets changed, but the framework of what it may look like going forward is probably laid out.
And if those lesser teams don't agree to it, they're going to be Washington State and Oregon State, right?
I think that there is an element, like, we're all for one. But you guys
to a degree.
To a degree. But, like, here's the thing in the SEC. Vanderbilt just smoked South Carolina.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's undefeated. There's a chance Vanderbilt could maybe be 10-2 this year.
Why not 12-0?
Why not? Let's dream big, kid.
Got Bama in a couple weeks.
They just beat Bama. There's opportunity for that. But, like, they actually are trying. I'm not so sure that, like, the bottom 4 or 5 teams in the Big Ten are actually trying to win at football. And that's all that matters. Well, we're good at basketball. It doesn't make any money. So that's great. That's awesome. But you don't, like, you're not making near the revenue off of that.
Right.
So you've got to bring something else, and you got to come strong with it.
Well, I think you're 100% right about it. Maybe you can't affect that change in 2027 or 2028, but you would not get to the point of like, oh, it's 2030. The deal just expired. Let's go to the negotiating table now and just a clean slate. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, and that would be business malpractice to handle it that way. So Ohio State, I think, has already started making itself clear about those 2 points.
Oh, yeah.
Whether that's schedule flexibility or financial bonuses. Like both, and if you can get both, even better. But you have to have at least one out of the two.
And I think if you're Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, there's a handful. That's why we wonder why it's such a big deal. Like if you're
Penn State's pretty fired up about the whiteout situation,
of course, because they lost their whiteouts.
Yeah.
And if you're Nebraska, it's like, hey, if you can make a push in the next 2 years to where you're relevant nationally, then you can be at that bargaining table too. That's why those things matter so much. Is you look at when conference realignment, if it was 10 years ago, you're taking Stanford over Washington, or UCLA, or maybe even Oregon at that point. But now they're like, Stanford's terrible, so that's not even in the selection set. Nebraska's been bad, but they look like they might be getting better. And if they could be a playoff team like this year or next year, then that changes the math on it because people care about Nebraska. They filled their stadium, and it's still a national brand that people will remember and will watch.
And you can't accuse Nebraska of the same thing, of not trying, of what we're doing with Purdue or what we're UCLA. Like, Nebraska
Some of those people would give years off their life.
Oh my gosh!
Forget about try. They would die to see that team be good again.
100%. And like they hired Scott Frost, paid him all he was the number one guy, paid him all the money. Then you know what?
And then they bought him out.
Buy him out, and we're going to pay Matt Rule. We're going to give him resources.
They bought him out like a month before his buyout was going to significantly drop.
And that's what I'm saying. They care. They're not UCLA who's playing chicken with Chip Kelly. Are you going to get hired away and we get the buyout, or do we fire you?
Bet you won't leave, Chip. Bet you won't do it.
I mean, it was ridiculous. And it was over like $1 million or so at the end, which not that that's not real money, but in this grand scheme of coaching hirings is wildly insignificant.
I feel like UCLA ever being good again in the Big Ten is just impossible.
There's no way.
Because USC's hardly good.
Yeah.
And they have all of the tradition, and they're in Los Angeles. I told people I've tried to talk, people just do not care.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of people out there. I'm like, yes, Nebraska doesn't have as many people, but the people that are there care a lot. Alabama doesn't have a ton of people and a ton of wealthy people, but if that wonderful lady would have won that Powerball in Tennessee, and her first thing was not buy a house, not pay off my mortgage, not go on vacation. It was to pay $70 million to fire Kalen DeBoer, and then hold up, pause, and whatever else it takes to fire my AD, we're all in. Then I'll start worrying about.
They're just going to throw in the AD. He goes along with
whatever else it takes after that. Then I can start worrying about buying my yacht and my house and all that. But I want to be happy watching Alabama win in my shanty, and I don't care if I have $400 million in the bank. I want to see them roll tide.
Roll tide.
Roll tide. That's all it is. Okay, we just plowed through all of that, and in about 3 minutes, Austin.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Okay.
We'll take a little break. AJ, we don't want to exhaust him too much.
We'll give him a short segment.
He's a nihilist. Must be exhausting. The stuff that they've tried.
Yeah.
In the stadium. Thought the drone show for OU was great. Like, it'd be great if we had more night games to see cool drone shows. Like
that drone show was pretty awesome.
It was sweet.
You're gonna ask me about what else? I don't like the camp song.
That's fine. Okay, so that's one piece.
I think I've said this to Ross, and I want to make this clear every time when I complain about something like that. I just don't think it's working. I applaud the initiative, the effort. They are trying a bunch of things.
We just talked about teams trying to win.
No, and
trying to do something.
Make an effort. Like that's it. I think that it shows that they have put a lot of thought and effort into it. That doesn't mean that every decision that they made is going to work. I think that the ringing the bell has been pretty cool. Is it the most electrifying thing that's ever happened? No.
I think they're trying to work into it. And there's some stuff to work out.
You're going to get better. I just don't. I don't think that the camp song is going to get better.
That's probably true.
And it was worth a shot. But
maybe we try a new song.
Especially when you have like the coolest thing that they've done, period, is I don't know if everyone's even getting a chance to see it, because when they play War Pigs, when the team comes out for the not real entrance but the pre-entrance, and you put the pads back on, whew, buddy.
War Pigs is great. Well, part of the reason is you can hear all the music now. They
flipped the switch.
Well, they've dropped, there's like 5 clusters of speakers. They're going to be permanent. They've got some temporary ones in there now.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's another element. That's a pretty cool thing. Like, you've got people are like, it's so much louder. I'm like, well, yeah, because they got more speakers in there. So, like, they're trying to do that. The bell ringer, I think it matters a lot who that person is and, like, the juice that it brings and maybe the gravity of the game.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me if in 2026 you have Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel over there ringing the bell, like, that's going to get people for the Michigan game. That's going to get folks
100%.
fired up.
My
like,
goodness.
that'll be a really cool thing. So there are some good stuff that they're trying. It does seem like the in-game overall atmosphere, like Ohio University for a night game, a mat game, like that was really good, I thought. It's as good as you're getting for the opponent and everything else that was going on.
So I think 90% of the stuff has been an improvement. I was open-minded about the end of the first quarter in camp in Ohio, but that was a close game against Texas, and every part of it, like this, the stadium was engaged.
Yeah.
And then they played that song that they'd never heard before.
Yeah.
It's downbeat anyway. It's a depressing song, largely, if you're paying attention to what some of those lyrics
some
are.
Charlie Sheen energy in there.
It doesn't have Charlie Sheen energy. It's not winning. So I would like, that's the one part I would say, let's continue to look for improvement and other options there, because the rest of it is really good. When they've done this stuff with, moving off the infield promotions or in-game promotions off the field, that's been great. Glad they did that. That was overdue. Kudos to Ross Bjork and the staff for that. What they've done with Brutus, and when I tell you what, the most
Brutus and the Bobcat deal was awesome.
The most electric moment of a primetime showdown is when John Cena's music hits and Brutus is coming
coming down the ramp.
Oh, I popped, and I will tomorrow
night.
And
then they've got it up on the stage. They got it up on the Jumbotron.
You can't see me.
Oh, so good.
I just wish that he'd hit a little 5-knuckle shuffle or something on there on Rufus. He needed his get back. Tug of war. It was like wasting John Cena's heel turn a little bit. But anyway, the stuff that they're doing with the mascots and engaging that, like, it's all good. 90% good. And if you can find 10% improvement by getting rid of camp, do that too.
I think that might be something you look in the future. You try to start looking at things for next year and beyond and how to make that work. But hey, I know this. If you're not trying new things, you'll never know if anything's going to work.
No, 100%. And that's why I want to make that part clear. And they're not going to do something that's going to make me or you or everybody, 100,000 people happy. Like, maybe there are, I don't know. I would be surprised. Maybe there's 75,000 people that are like really loving the sing-along with camp.
I don't know if it's that high.
I think it's probably lower. But maybe I'm in the minority thinking that it's not working. But I suspect I'm not.
I suspect A.J. Hawk is sitting there staring at his phone, wondering why Bodie hasn't called him yet. Well, you'll make him happy after this.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. I care deeply about creating a world we can all fully participate in, free from stigma, misperceptions, and barriers. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Rooted in communities nationwide, Easter Seals helps empower millions of people, regardless of age or disability, through its life-changing services and powerful advocacy. Today and every day, Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to health care, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Dangers rarely lie out in the open, so no matter where you live, it's important to know harmful pests can hide in and around your home.
Here I come!
Rodents and cockroaches are drawn to food waste and garbage.
I know you're out here.
Ticks lurk in tall grasses, and mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water.
I can hear you.
Rodents, ticks, and mosquitoes can all spread dangerous diseases.
I gotcha.
Seek the facts you need at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases. And RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you. And learn more at heart.org/RSV.
Bobby's knees hurt from doing battle with some of football's toughest warriors. Tito's knees hurt from begging Bobby to let him host this show.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
This is Morning Juice.
All right, welcome back in to Morning Juice. Austin sitting in for Tito today, doing a great job. He'll be back in on Monday, hopefully, assuming he survives the weekend.
No, he's not.
Tuesday,
I'm going to be
right?
here.
Yeah.
No, I said you. Hopefully you'll be
me.
back.
Oh, yeah. If I survive.
I was talking about you, not Thitoff. I know he's
I
out.
thought I was getting kicked out.
No, there's a good chance you might be back here on Tuesday.
I'll be around. You're going to be tired of me on Monday. We're going to go straight from here over to Roosters.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great. One guy I'm never tired of, though, Mr. Aaron James Hawk.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Oh, welcome in our guy, Mr. Aaron James Hawk. Onto the show. AJ, how has the week been treating you so far, sir?
The week's been pretty good. You know, the weather's nice. Obviously, I love fall weather. Got a little bit warm over the last few days, which I don't mind. I'm okay with it. But yeah, everything's been going well so far. It's kind of weird having a bye weekend for the Buckeyes, but other than that, everything's great.
What are you going to do to fill that time, AJ? You got that extra 3 hours freed up. It feels like, every time I ask you that, like, there's going to be this kid's game here and this trip there. Are you at home? What do you got going on this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of like, we have definitely stuff going on. We have games and kids sports and all that, but I'm sure, without the Buckeyes playing, I'll just use the 3 hours to probably surf around and watch other games going on, because I'm still enjoying this whole college football Saturdays, NFL football Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays. Like, it's we've been without football for a long time, so I'm really soaking up here early in the year.
Oh, I love it. I know that you're always a big soaker.
Just a big time soak.
You have to be, right?
I mean, that's what I've heard. Nice, good stuff right there. When is homecoming for
next week?
Jerome? You guys got next week. We've got it this week. I mean, do we have big plans for Lennon and homecoming?
There's been all kinds of drama and situations and different scenarios that could possibly go on over the last couple of weeks we've been talking about. But yeah, everything's all squared away. Big, they're like, she can be in a big group. They're going to go and have fun and hang out afterwards at a place not too far from us. But yeah, we'll see, man. It's weird having someone going to high school dances already as a freshman, my daughter. So we're actually Saturday. The whole group she's going with, I think they're coming over to our house like Saturday afternoon for a couple hours to kind of get acquainted and so they can all hang out together. And last Saturday night we had like 18, 19 freshmen in high school, boys and girls over our house cruising around during the game. But you know what? Like, it's crazy. These kids are good kids. Like, they're much better kids than I was.
Did you get them the Zimas and Jolly Ranchers?
Like, with the funny thing is, we look out. I walk outside, we get them pizza and stuff, we set it up, and we had, because my little boys were even in there, and even my my 12-year-old boy Hendrix, he had a couple friends over, and we had a full-blown lacrosse game going on.
Yes.
Boys and girls. We had a full-go football game going on and a basketball game all at the same time at like 9:30 during the Buckeyes game. And I'm like, this is a little slice of Americana here. These kids just out here competing, having fun. Freshmen, I didn't see them sneaking handles of booze in or anything. So yeah, it's amazing. It was fun.
This is a true story, Bob. Last night, because AJ's talking about preparing for homecoming and drama and all the hormones running wild in his backyard there. And Liberty, she's 8, AJ, she said, I don't know if I want to go to high school and middle school and deal with all the girl drama and then she said, and then all the boy drama. Like, well, I don't want to deal with it either, but I think it's inevitable that we're all going to have to.
Yeah, they're definitely kids, and they've grown up in a different time than we did, I guess. But, there's always some kind of drama. There's always something going on, I guess, just to keep everybody on their toes. But you got to figure out which groups, I think, to hang with and who is the least drama, I guess. And we all know that. We know that as adults. Like some of your friends, some people you hang out with, there's just always something crazy going on that you're going to have to navigate, and others it's just a little quieter and you're not going to have to deal with as much. But yeah, man, it is a weird thing, especially being a parent of a kid growing up now. Like it's a little different than it used to be.
So, Lennon, is she going with a group of girls, or does she have an actual date that she's going with?
No, she kind of has it. She has a date.
Have you vetted this guy?
Oh, he's a great guy. You know him, Bob. I'm not going to say his name here. You know him. He's a great kid. She asked him. That's how it is. They're going. It's like a whole.
Like that.
Sadie Hawkins.
Real take charge there.
She turned it into Sadie Hawkins, yeah. Yeah, he's a nice kid. Great. They do like the sign thing now and all this stuff.
That is crazy. My thing is, Age, I saw that because they had that whole deal going on. I give creativity for the sign. I go, man, you just have to go up and ask a girl to go. And so then if you got shot down, all you had was the disappointment in your face and you walk away. I mean, if you make that sign, you'd better sure as hell know that's going to be a yes, because what are you supposed to do with that thing if they say no?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, and they all last weekend when I walked outside of my side door, and I look and there's two of these freshman boys who I know, really nice kids, and they're both holding signs like, "Oh, hey, Mr. Hawk," and they're waiting for the girls that they're going to ask to come around the corner, and they have these signs up with these clever little catchphrases, these clever little terms on there. But yeah, that wouldn't that be terrible if you go and you stand outside some girl's house holding up a sign with some real clever little saying about where you go to the dance. I mean, then they throw dog poop at you or water balloons or something.
Dog poop
That'd be
at
awful.
You. Yeah,
that'd be terrible.
Did you give the guy a firm handshake and look at him in the eye, kind of grind his knuckles a little bit?
Yeah, and I said, "Hey, sorry, bud. I know she put you in a tough spot. She asked you, so you felt bad saying no. But yeah, please take care of her." No,
she asked you.
What are you supposed to do? Say no to a he probably had no. He couldn't say no. He's probably terrified. He's like, "Oh no, what do I? Well, I can't say no." So yeah, I mean, it should be all good. I think it's going to be we'll see. Like I said, Saturday they're all going to get together and hang out. That's not really vet everybody, but I don't know about you, Bob. A lot of these dudes, unless they're all fooling me or they're great actors, they're really nice kids.
They're squares now. No, they're all squares now, AJ. It's they're losers. I tell them all the time. All you kids are losers. Go have some real fun.
It's different. Yeah, it is a little different. There's definitely different groups, but it's they're real nice and thoughtful, and they think about their friends and think about how it would affect their feelings. I'm like, man, you guys are so much more evolved than I sure was when I was 14, 15 years old.
Would you have been relieved, AJ, to find one person sneaking in a handle then? Let's make sure there's a little edge out here.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a great question. No, not at my house. Not over here.
Someone else's house?
No.
Maybe it's someone else's. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time, a different time. I know they'll get to that. I know we'll be there at some point, so I'm not wishing for anything like that. I just love how it's kind of nice how naive and sheltered some of them are, I think. And that, as a parent, that makes me feel kind of good.
No, you're like the mom in Mean Girls. Just come on over.
He's the
out.
cool dad.
The cool dad. Cool. Hey, Mr. Age, come on over. Hang out.
Isn't that weird? There's people like that. Yeah, I'm like just like
I know.
Just like the super cool dudes in high school that with their Letterman jacket and their little dirt bike or something or motorcycle. I always tell them, those people that are the super cool popular guys in high school usually always pan out to be that way when they're 40 and 50.
He keeps getting older, and they keep staying the same age.
Exactly. It's like, was it Friends? Is it Chip with his motorcycle, and he still has the thing 25 years later, cruising around all sad?
Absolutely, man. Age, we appreciate it, dude. Enjoy it. I can't wait to talk next week because we'll be on the eve of the Dublin-Jerome homecoming. Enjoy the weekend and keep patting on the straight and narrow for us.
I will, man. Thanks, guys.
All right, Bodie, you know what time it is.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Yeah, it's got me juiced. Listen to AJ. The reason I ask him about that is because we are hosting the after party for homecoming.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you got to be out there.
You got all the details.
Yeah, you got to be on patrol, booze patrol, make sure everybody's, staying out of trouble. And
I know you hope to find one flask out there.
well, I asked are the kids scared of me, you think? I don't know. I'd like to think so, but
I bet they are.
Do I need to bring slugs around? Do I need to get do with some tats and tank top?
I don't know if all three of you need to be together. You're each equally intimidating on your own.
Yeah, so that's got me juiced. Listen, Dave, go through all that. Austin, I can't wait till you get to that point in the future here. You're about 6-7 years away, but it'll happen quickly for you. So that's got me juiced in a big way. Bodie, what Schleg's got to say?
When you're down here, there's a lot of Carhartt pants still on the shelf. In Columbus, Ohio, you get to wear it all, man. You get to wear the boots. You get to wear the Carhartt pants. You get to wear the Carhartt long sleeves with the Carhartt sweatshirts and possibly a Carhartt jacket that's 12 degrees outside with a Carhartt beanie. That's fantastic.
It's a lot of Carhartt. It's got me juiced today, guys. Just got to win tomorrow.
Just win, baby.
That's win, baby. That's all I've got. We have won 2 games this year, but we have won 0 games this season. And
lost 3
What
in
a
row.
stat.
Good time to play Purdue, I guess, or at least I hope. I think they're much improved from last year. Granted, there was nowhere to go but up for the Boilermakers compared to last season, but really, I just like to go to bed on a Saturday night with a win.
Fired up, Bob, because Allie is finally home. We've had all week just me and Lib. But she was dealing with all kinds of travel delays coming from San Diego, so she was supposed to be back at 12:45 last night. Didn't land until 5 a.m. this morning.
Say hi to her this morning.
Didn't get to see her at all. So what are you going to do? Because it wasn't a guarantee that she was going to make it home in time for Liberty. So I dropped Lib off at the in-laws. I'm going to pick her up because I think Allie's probably crashed out asleep. She's got to get rested up because we are heading to Indianapolis tomorrow night for WrestlePalooza.
Oh, my gosh. She's going to die, dude.
She's in trouble. I don't know how she's going to handle it, but we're gonna get through it.
You might want to stop by Michael Irvin's house on the way there.
We've got a fridge full of Celsius. I'm sure she'll be all right.
Celsius, Coach, we need stronger stuff than that. If you're telling me that we're jet lagged on a 5-hour plane delay, that sounds terrible.
I tell you what, once I get that second or third beer in her, she'll be ready to go.
There we go. I love it. I didn't realize that was over in Indy.
Oh, yeah.
Because Cena's wrestling, what's his name?
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Caleb would have loved to have seen that. I'm kind of glad that he didn't know about
Come
that.
on over. Let's carpool.
Neither did I, because he would want to go.
The last chance. We saw Cena in the Royal in Indianapolis. This is the last time. Nope, here he comes again.
Coming
We're
back.
getting another one.
Well, Pat's there. It'll be great. It'll be a fun time. They'll promote the heck out of it. Enjoy that. We'll see you again on Monday as long as you don't get
F5.
Mr. You Can't See Me taking it to you. Bodie, great job today. Great job to myself. I constantly
awesome
impress
job, General.
myself. Yeah, trying to do all this. We kept it on the tracks, and now it's time to go. We will catch up with you Monday, and it'll be Washington week coming up next week here on the Morning Juice. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and football season is here at Columbus, and Germain Toyota of Columbus has the winning plays. Drive home a brand new 2025 Tacoma SR5, just $269 a month for 36 months. 10,000 miles a year. Or power up with the Tundra, now just 1.75 APR for 72 months. Don't wait. These deals, they won't last long. Stop by Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or shop anytime at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, better-known company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination.
We'll tell you our favorite plays of the weekend when we pick 6. That comes your way in 20 minutes. Dogster and our best bets in 40 minutes. Also, welcome to our audience on